Hello, everybody. It is Tom, and a very happy new year to you. Yay, yay, yay. So, it's 2023, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. It's still rather early in the morning, so we'll see what the year has in store for us, but knock on whatever fake wood this desk is made of, that it will be a good one. So, all right. So today we are going to be reacting to something Heartstopper related. Oh my! So a few days ago, Netflix released a deleted scene from Heartstopper season 1 from episode 5, Friend. And yeah, we're gonna watch it and we're gonna react to it. We are going to look at it. We're gonna look at it in terms of where it would have fallen in the episode. So it would have been it's part of the sleepover scene at Charlie's house. So we're gonna watch the beginning of that episode, and then we're gonna watch the scene, and we're gonna talk about it, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's do it. All right. So we'll start by watching the start of episode 5, and I've just gotten out of the shower, so my hair is wet, and that's why it looks like this. That's why it looks wet, in case you were wondering, because it is wet. Okay. As usual, my headphones have managed to get themselves tangled between, 3 seconds ago when I put them down and now. All right, let's watch. Ta-dum! I do love how this episode starts with the Monopoly, with them playing Monopoly together. Really, any scene that has the friend group together is awesome. It's weird to think about the fact that we don't really get all that much of the whole group together.
You know all the Monopoly cheats.
You can't cheat at Monopoly!
Oh, whoops.
Isaac, King.
Draw?
Draw.
Thank God.
There's never a good time to tell someone that their crush is going on a date with someone else.
Yeah, so Tao and Elle, of course, have just recently seen Nick accept an invitation to a date from Imogen.
I just think
Ow!
that Nick...
Can we
Oh.
please talk about something else?
Oh,
Oh.
am I not being entertaining enough for you?
No, you're not. You're being annoying.
I love how Elle is just not afraid to tell Tao that he's being super irritating.
Should I perhaps perform a piece of interpretive dance?
No one asked for that,
Would
Tao.
that be less annoying?
That wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Too late. You've said it now.
So, I was thinking of inviting Nick to my birthday thing on Saturday.
I assumed he was coming anyway.
This is where, in the show, we jump to the next day at school, to Nick trying to tell Imogen that he doesn't want to go out with her, and Imogen revealing, unfortunately, that her elderly pup is not good. Is not good. So, all right. So now we're gonna move on to the deleted scene, which, come on, phone. What the? Okay, phone is going insane. It's fine. It's all fine. Okay, there it is. All right. So now we're gonna watch the scene that would have happened right after that, which is the deleted scene. Oh my God, why are you being like this? Okay, let's watch it. Okay, so we have Isaac sleeping peacefully. Charlie sleeping peacefully. Tal and Elle giggling together over some meme or something, or video, I assume. Given that they are not together at this point, I think it's really, they are very comfortable with one another physically, which is interesting. Elle is just snuggled right up against Tao, and there's no awkwardness. We see them hold hands in other episodes. They tell each other they love each other. They have their arms around each other. So they're very comfortable with one another physically.
What?
I miss you.
Aww.
I miss you too. It's just me and Isaac most lunchtimes now. I don't want to be alone.
You're not.
Later on in this episode, of course, we hear Tao saying a similar thing to Charlie.
And now you're going to tell me I'm just being jealous because you've made a new friend and I'm scared of being alone.
Wow. Aren't you?
No!
So it's interesting that, in the middle of the night here with Elle, he's openly saying, I don't want to be alone. He knows that this is why he's acting like he is towards the Nick situation. Whereas later in the bathroom with Charlie, he phrases it like that's not what's going on. So it's interesting that he's very willing to be open about that with Elle.
Thanks.
They're so snuggly. Aww. And this is where we start getting the first fireworks from Elle towards Tao. Of course, Tao oblivious. And that's the scene. So, it's a fairly short scene, obviously. I'll just make all the noise as I put my stuff down. Yeah, it's obviously a pretty short scene, but I think it makes sense that they cut it, because the main points of this scene are we see Tao and Elle being close. We see that they're extremely comfortable with each other physically and emotionally, and like Tao is willing to tell Elle things that he doesn't tell anybody else, just without hesitation. And we also have Tao admitting that he's afraid of being alone, which is something that he even denies later in this same episode. And we see the first hint that Elle is feeling something more than friendship towards Tao. And we hit all of these beats in other parts of the episode. So if they had to cut something, I think it makes sense that they cut this scene. But at the same time, I'm really glad we get to see it now, because it's wonderful to see, a little more focus on Tao and Elle's relationship, and kind of a little more foreshadowing of the feelings that Elle is starting to feel. Like, I think it's fine that we only see, her realizing her feelings for Tao in the arcade, but the fact that we definitely get the idea that this has been kind of slowly building over time, and probably has been exacerbated by the fact that they've been forced to be away from each other now that Elle has transferred schools. So, like, I can kind of imagine, Elle and Tao getting closer and closer when their friend group was still together, and, like, being drawn together by the fact that, like, Elle was suffering from bullying and Tao was trying to protect her and Charlie at that time, and getting closer and closer, and then Elle transfers to Higgs, and then, at that point, I totally lost my train of thought. I don't know. So they were getting closer and closer, and then Elle transferred to Higgs, and kind of both Tao and Elle were really affected by that change in their group dynamic. And Tao's reaction to that was to push back against Charlie making new friends with Nick. And Elle's reaction was to, like, not make new friends for a while out of fear. And then finally Tara and Darcy befriend her and stuff. But, it's nice to see in this scene that Elle is the one who tells Tao, I miss you. So Elle is, up until this point, when Elle is back with her friends, we see her kind of putting up this front of really loving her new school and everything's great. Elle says things like, I'm too busy being the mysterious new girl everyone wants to hang out with, I think she says. And, even before that, when she's texting Tao, she's like, oh yeah, I've made tons of friends. Everyone here's so nice, blah, blah, blah. So Elle deals with the separation by closing herself off because she's afraid that people are going to reject her at the new school, not putting herself out there, and pretending for her friends that everything is great. So this is the first time that we see Elle openly, openly express the fact that she does miss what they had before. I mean, obviously she's much happier at Higgs. It's a much better place for her to be. She doesn't have to deal with homophobic asshats and transphobic asshats like Harry anymore. I mean, granted, there's obviously homophobes at the girls' school as well, but they're not Harry. But she does really miss what they all had together. So Tao and Elle's relationship kind of had that break, and now as they come back together for the sleepover, as they see each other, back in the context of their friend group again, I think it's becoming clearer to both of them how important their relationship is and how important they are to each other. So for Elle, this means realizing that maybe her feelings are more than friendship for Tao. And for Tao, I think it just underlines the fact that he feels like their friend group is falling apart and he misses how it was before. So Tao, through this whole season, just really wants things to go back to the way they were before. He's happy for Elle. He's happy that Elle is in a place that's a better environment for her, but he misses the way the friend group was, and the fact that Charlie also seems to be, like, pushing him away, which he's not, but, you know, Charlie's only focus is not on the friend group anymore, and Tao wants everyone to be as focused on the friend group as he is, so, yeah, but, yeah, I really like this scene. I'm glad that we got to see it. And as Toby Donovan said, it's some of the best acting from him and Joe that we see in the entire show. So what were your thoughts about this scene? And did you enjoy it? Do you think they were right to cut it? Would you have rather seen some other part of this episode cut so that we could have this scene? What are your thoughts? Okay. Okay. And I also wanted to say a huge thank you to... hang on. I should have checked this before. Yeah. So, Top Surgery fundraiser got another donation, $100 from Paul Z. Thank you so much. And as always, thank you so much to everyone who has donated to the Top Surgery fundraiser. We've got a few months left and only like $1,000 left to go out of, because yeah, the total we're aiming for is $8,300. Because that's the total of the surgery, but that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, so the total we're aiming for is $8,300, and we're already like over 7,000. So you guys are amazing. So, and speaking of amazing people, thank you so much to all the patrons. You guys are wonderful, and I hope you're having an excellent New Year's. And a shout out to our Nick Nelson members: Kelly Walker, Book Nerd Charlie, Paul Z, and Michelle. So, everybody, have a great New Year's Day. If it is your New Year's, if your New Year's is later, then you'll just have to come back and watch this video again then, and hear me telling you to have a happy New Year's Day. So, yes. All right. Okay, I will talk to you guys later, and everyone, I already told you to have a great day, but I'm telling you again, have a great day. You must. I command it.